Hey everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be my October TBR. So there are going to be some similarities with my fall TBR that I posted for the month of September, knowing that I was going to continue throughout the rest of the fall. I swear I've just done this video. I can't believe it's been a month. So we're going to talk about the books that I'm adding to that list and some of the challenges that I'm hoping to do. So let's get to it. On Patreon, we did pick. And we picked Notes on an Execution. I am dying to read this. I've seen a few people put this in their best books of last year, so obviously that was intriguing. It's bright purple, that also helped. But mainly the premise sounded really interesting. You're following the execution, like the deconstruction of the story of a serial killer through the eyes of the women in his life. So I'm really curious how that's going to go, and because it was so beloved, I really wanted to read it, so I'm glad we're doing this together. My edition is like the big writing, so I don't know how big it usually is, but my edition is 460 pages, but I've been really hoping to read this. I will be doing at least 2 vlogs of just reading fall books because I was hoping to do that in September. It has not happened really, so we're getting it back together, and for the month of October, there are going to be 3 reading vlogs that are going to be fall books. One of them is going to be my Read It or Haul It that I usually do with the ridiculous jar that I'm still in love with. But in that vlog, I will be picking solely red paper, so mystery thriller horror books. And I think I'm going to let Pear pick because she is the perfect cat for that. She's like the Halloween cat. So yes, that's going to be one of them, but I can't name the books because I don't know, but hopefully it will not be all Stephen King. I've read my one Stephen King a year already. Anyway, so that's definitely the first one that I really wanted to read. Actually, let me start. I should have started with the ones that I'm currently reading or I'm about to start, and I know I'm not going to have time to finish them before the end of the month because I'm in the middle of a reading vlog right now, and it's going really well. My life chaos. You're gonna see this, the whiplash between the life updates and like the reading update all over the place, but it makes for fun, hopefully, reading vlog. But right after I'm done with that, meaning I'm not gonna have time to finish it before the end of September, I want to finish this series. This is the story of the lost child. This is the last book in the Neapolitan Quartet, and it's one of my all-time favorite series at this point. This is the last book I want to know. Right now I was reading, you know, book 2 and 3 this summer, and it was just watching a train wreck, and I need to know. Because this is a summer read. I feel like it's wrong to read it right now, but I need to know. They were getting a bit older in book 3, so maybe we can say this is the fall of their life, kind of making it work. You follow these 2 women, it's basically their whole life story, their friendship, and it is chaotic. I am living for it. I need to know. But yes, this has been amazing. I can't wait to talk about the series in general more when I'm done. So we're going to go through a bunch of the mystery thriller horror books that I'm hoping to read. That way you can tell me which ones you want me to prioritize. I'm currently filming, the vlog I'm doing is reading popular authors that I have never read. And there are 2 in here that I think I could do that for a vlog because that would be fun. The first one is Frida McFadden that I've mentioned actually in my fall TBR. I've been meaning to read a book by her. Which one between the 2? Because I will be making an effort and reading one of these because I want to know if she's worth the hype. I've been seeing her books everywhere, and I know that they're more like popcorn reads, kind of. Like, they might not blow my mind, but they're very readable, which I'm in the mood for readable books. So one of these 2, and then I'm thinking about also reading the one by John Marsh because I've never tried anything else by him or at all. And I've heard that it's great. I believe his books are like thriller sci-fi-ish, like dystopian, which quite frankly might work better for me than just a mystery thriller in general. So I just thought this decision, I just made that decision, but I think that could be a fun vlog. And then the rest is a mixed bag. First off, we have one that is a little bit more light and fun because I don't know how I'm going to be feeling because I've been slumpy-ish because of life events. But maybe I want to read the Hex. And I think that the title kind of suggests that a witch X's or X, and it's probably going to be light, fun, romance, which is probably what I would need right now. And then this one, I really wanted to read another one by this author. This is Malice, and I've read, which one was it? The Devotion of Suspect X by the same author, and this was so unique and just murder mystery, and this one is another one. I believe it's also considered like lock room, so the person that was murdered was in a room alone and he was writing a novel, so suspects. We'll see. And then the last one that I have a physical copy of is this one, which I really wanted to read it. I feel like I'm not gonna have time. So if you really want me to, let me know, because I believe this one is less mystery thriller, so I could push it back maybe to November. But you're following a black boy who is a violinist, and violin that was part of his family legacy for generations disappears or is stolen. And that's basically the part that is like a mystery, but essentially it's more about the musical world, which I'm not super familiar with, and I really wanted to read more about it since I've seen this one going around. And even though it's not super popular, I feel like the reviews have been very, very positive, so that would be nice. Okay, another vlog that I really wanted to do is a short book reading vlog. I was hoping I would have time in September, and then it didn't happen. So really quickly, because I've mentioned them in the past, we have The Deep, which you're following the descendants of pregnant black women who fell off boats as they were being brought to America as slaves. And I was saying how I was hoping that this was a Killer Mermaid story, because my edition doesn't look like it, but this one, is that not horror vibes? Like, that sounds really cool, and it's not super big, and it's been on my TBR forever. I've been wanting, I believe I have read something else by the author, so that would be like a second one. And then a little bit of like sci-fi fantasy, because they are supposed to be my favorite genre. We have this one, Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee. I adore her other series, the Bone Saga. I finished it. Green Bone Saga. I just finished it this year. All-time favorite adult fantasy series from now on. But then a few of you told me that this isn't her best, but it's short, so I might as well squeeze it in and see if she can hurt me again. This one is a revenge story. And then we have The Undefeated, which I haven't heard anyone mention this since I bought it, but you're following a journalist that exposes the corruption across the interstellar Commonwealth. And I have a few that are from my library, and I've realized since I was compiling them that basically all of them are about like work, but like we live in a capitalistic hellscape kind of work commentary. From what I have read, so just naming them quickly, I have Temporary, I have Finna, and I have The Factory. Oh, I also put Defect, the second book after Finna, because so many of you told me that I need to binge read like back to back. I don't know if it's going to be possible because my library is saying 4 weeks for that one, but the other ones, they're saying about 2 weeks. So if I push back my vlog a little bit, I might be able to read a lot of them, because I forget ebooks, especially from the library. And now that I've said that out loud, I almost forgot to mention the one book I really, really want to read during the fall that is not a mystery thriller, and it is Blood Over Bright Haven. If I don't have time in October, I need to read it in November, because it has to happen this year, because this is the same author that wrote The Sword of Kaijin, and it's one of my all-time favorite standalone fantasy, and I've heard this one is even better. And I believe people were saying it's a bit dark academia, and I'll put on the screen what it was about because I can't remember now and I don't want to know too much, but I want to read this. It's pretty thick though, so maybe I should push it back in November, but I really want to love this because everyone so far has been telling me, stop doing your nails. Claudia was using the chair. There's a scratching post right there. I need to read it this year because everyone has been telling me that they gave it 5 stars, so of course. My next audiobook that I'm starting, there's definitely no chance I'm going to have time to finish it before the end of September, is All the Sinners Bleed by S.A. Cosby. I have read 2 of his books. The first one, this one, all-time favorite, Razorblade Tears. If you're looking for a mystery thriller that you can't put down, it feels like a movie in a good way, would highly recommend this. I fell in love with the characters so much more than I expected. And then I read Blacktop Wasteland, I think, by him, and wasn't really a fan of it. So I wanted to try it again, but this time I decided I'm going to go with the library. I'm going to go the library route. So I'm going to get the audiobook. It's 13 hours, so I'll let you know how that one goes. But this is like a make it or break it situation, because sometimes when you try a new author, you love the first book and then you keep reading more and more and more and it just never hits the same. I'm hoping it's not going to be the case and that I'm going to really like this one. But yes, Razorblade Tears was so good. For the rest of the month, I'm not going to give myself another audiobook because I do have to finish middle March, which I started and I need to finish before the end of the month. So no more audiobooks. I have to finish that one. It's like 35.5 hours. So like, otherwise nonfiction, I did start Bullshit Jobs, which you're kind of seeing the pattern with the library ebooks. Basically, I read the intro, really looking forward to reading it, but then I needed to finish what I was currently reading. So I will go back to it in October. If I have time to read more, I'll figure out what I want to read from my shelf. I do also have some cozy fantasy, but I really don't think I'm going to have time to read more. But I have actually a video coming up with cozy fantasy and sci-fi. Let me know if you're interested, because the second book, the prequel to Legends and Latte, is coming up, so I feel like a lot of people are going to want to find more, and I just read two really good ones. One of them is like an all-time favorite book now. So yeah, that's coming. That's it, pretty short and sweet, but I have quite a few books on here that I'm really interested in continuing, but I need to get it together. Stop getting distracted and finish all of these books. Again, let me know which ones you would like me to read, the prioritize for the mystery thriller horror, and I will be seeing you in my next video very soon. Let me grab a cat because they're running around. I just weighed this one, by the way. This is Charlie, is my gigantic boy. Look at him. Look at him. He's 6.5 months old and he is 9.5 pounds. And he's not overweight. He's like a slim boy. He's my crazy boy. If only he wasn't a bitey boy. That's it. I'll see you in my next video.